how much of a concern is this, that there is now this very public rift in the cabinet?
Look, the State of Israel is a democratic state, and it's not right. There is a different opinion inside the cabinet about the way how to achieve the goal of the war. There is a different thinking between the ministry, but I think that in the end, they will be the way they decide how to do it together. Also, all the people in Israel very support the state and the government to achieve the goal of the war, because our goal. A lot of people asking me, why the State of Israel in a war against Hamas now? And this question showed me that they forgot what happened to the State of Israel and civilians about a year ago, in October 7. There is more than 132 civilians kidnapped in Gaza, in the tunnels of Hamas. We don't know what's the condition, if they're alive or dead. We don't know where they are. The children, babies, women. It's crazy. Think about it. What England was doing if a terrorist organization entered to their country and kidnap your civilians. What you have done? Did you have been silent? I'm sure you're not. It's crazy to think about it, but this is what happened to us in Israel. So there is different idea about how to do and achieve and to return the hostages back home, but we all want to do that.
Have you been surprised by the world's reaction to the situation in Gaza? Do you think the world has been quick to forget the events of the 7th of October?
Yeah, I really do think that they forgot. I met a lot of organizations, not Jewish organizations here in the United States, and one person asked me, why you continue the war against Hamas? Okay, they shooting rockets on Israel, but you can stop it. Why we are in war now? I asking you, just because of fun? It's not fun to us to be at war. We want our civilians back home. There is civilians in the tunnels of Hamas in Gaza. We had a terrible massacre in October 7th. They raped women. They broke the ceasefire that was in October 6th. So it's crazy that people forgetting that.
It's about what they talk about, a proportional response, don't they? I mean, there is concern even within Israel that the response has been disproportionate. A lot of people have sympathy with what Israel is going through, but feel the response has been too harsh because of civilians involved.
Look, the situation is Gaza. I'm not closing your eyes about what happened in Gaza. We are at war. There is civilians there, and I know that the State of Israel and the army and the IDF doing everything not to hurt the civilians in Gaza. We're trying to do all the efforts to let them know, to help them with the humanitarian aid. Our war is against Hamas. It's a terrorist organization. We want to destroy the terrorist organization, not the civilians, for sure. And we want to return our hostages back home. This is our goal for the war. It's made me sad that Hamas didn't care about their civilians. They not take care of them. For example, all the humanitarian aid of the truck that Israel let into Gaza. I asking you, there is a crossing that the truck is coming inside Gaza from there. After they come inside Gaza, what do you think happened to all the humanitarian aid? The driver is coming and let all the food go into the civilians. It's not what happened. You can see in the video that's public. What happened is all the terrorist organization, all the Hamas is taking the trucks and keep it for themselves.
There is real concern, though. It's back to the first point about your defence minister. There's real concern about what they call the exit plan in all of this. And it seems like, unless the Prime Minister makes a clear decision, that there could be a case of an Israeli military control of Gaza. Now, that isn't going to satisfy anybody, is it?
I don't think, a personal opinion, I don't think that Israel need to control in Gaza, not a military way. I think after we turn back our hostages home and destroying the terrorist organization Hamas, we need to get out from there. That's my opinion. But we have to make sure that the terrorist organization Hamas will not control in there, and another terrorist organization also. We need to make a plan with another maybe organization, more country involved to help to rebuild the Gaza and help the civilians there. But we must make sure that terrorist organization will not control there anymore.
As an ambassador for public diplomacy for Israel's foreign ministry, how have the past 7 months been for you in your role?
Very hard. I'm a mother. I'm deaf, like you can see. I'm a mother to 2 deaf children. My husband is deaf. My parents are deaf. My mother, she's deaf and blind, actually. And in October 7, it was terrified. There is a lot of alarms that I cannot hear. I don't know when there is alarms, when the rocket is coming. And in this morning, I get a lot of message from people with disability around Israel that calling for help. Blind people sitting in a wheelchair with CP, they don't have food, medication, clothes, don't have a shelter. And today, the situation of the people with disability in Israel is terrified because this population is making bigger because of PTSD. They're hurting in October 7th, that the soldiers are coming back for the war. And the state of Israel have to make sure that they're helping to these people. There is more 100,000 people with PTSD in Israel just now. It's a crazy situation. And I can imagine for myself what we can do for them. We have to fight to help them.
Well, Shirly Pinto, it's really interesting to see you this morning. Thank you very much indeed. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much
Thank you
for
very
having
much.
me.